on the task of building up a revolutionary people's organization based on a people's communist ideology with respects to local national conditions of Germany. 1. On party formation, the historic necessity of the NRKP. The NRKP emerges from the contradictions of modern German society, such as the alienation of man from his labor and community, the bureaucratization and depoliticization of the working masses, the liberal corporate capture of the so-called left, and the impotence of ultra-left sectarianism and idealist voluntarism. The NRKP is not a copy-paste of foreign forms of socialism, nor a revival of obsolete traditions. It is a German application of the Juche idea, to make man the master of himself, of nature, and of society, realized through revolutionary organization, self-reliant, creativity, and total integration of the masses into the nation's conscious activity and collective governance. Thus, the party is a product of necessity, the historical will of the masses of people conducting their will based on the mass line principle, and condensed into a disciplined vanguard that transforms spontaneous collective but disorganized energy into directed revolutionary organized mass power. 2. On the general structure of the party. The NRKP embodies democratic centralism not as an imported dogma but as an organic system of national organization. The party core is the leading collective of professional revolutionaries. It sets general line, strategy, and cadre formation policy, but is always subordinate to the mass line to make reality the scattered ideas of the masses into orderly policies. The regional people's committees are the organs for implementation of the general line within localities with respect to distinct local socio-economic conditions. They ensure the creative adaptation of central directives determined by the masses and turned into organized policies by the party on the local level in accordance with the material realities. Production and community cells are the foundation of the party, where the consciousness of the people fuses with the revolutionary mission. Each cell acts as a living nucleus of ideological work, practical production, and political education. 4. The People's Congress, also known as the Volkskongresses, is the highest deliberative body of elected delegates representing the synthesis of mass experience and central leadership. It reconfirms the line and elects the Central Committee. The party is no debating club. It is a combat organization, disciplined, pragmatic, and absolutely loyal to the masses and its revolutionary purpose. 3. Pragmatism above idealism. Juche as creative praxis. The NRKP will succeed where others failed through their sterile dogmatism on the one hand and their utopian abstraction on the other. We assert Juche pragmatism, the revolutionary realism that transforms scattered collective mass ideas into material force. The criterion of truth is practice, not rhetoric. 1. Theory must emerge from life and return to it in a transformed manner. 2. Idealism that sacrifices the socialist realism and the material conditions at the altar of purity of doctrine is reactionary in form, however radical in phrase it may present itself as. Juche is not an ideology, it is a method of synthesis which combines the soul of Marxist dialectical materialism with the sinews of national self-consciousness and internationalism. The NRKP is a true believer in the creative will of man. We stand convinced that no imported formula can liberate Germany, and the creative application of socialist principles to German situations can. Pragmatism means not compromise but flexibility in the service of principle and the masses. It is a scientific fact that revolution is not the result of some abstract advance, it is a process. In our hands, it shall not turn into a dream, but into objective reality. 4. The revolutionary organizational line over the ultra-left adventurist line. The NRKP rejects two twin deviations. 1. Right-wing opportunism, which sells out revolutionary struggle for parliamentary gradualism, and 2. Ultra-left adventurism, which prefers emotion and impulse rather than proper organization and according applied method. The NRKP creates the total people's organization of bottom-up power, not chaos. Political, economic, social, and ideological power is exercised from below to above, from all walks and territories bound by a common line. The mission of the NRKP is as follows. The National-Revolutionäre Kämpferpartei is seeking to awaken the creative and moral force of the working people in Germany and to establish independence, political and economic sovereignty, to reorganize production and community life on self-reliant socialist foundations, free from alienation, This shall be achieved by way of communal ownership, cooperative labor, and ideological education, which shall form the self-aware, self-governing, and self-disciplined human being, the neuer schöpferischer Mensch, the master of him and herself, and of his and her society, not a foreign socialism, and definitely not a bourgeois social exclusivist nationalism. NRKP is based on a German version of Juche, the philosophy of collective and individual human sovereignty, creative labor, and patriotic internationalist national self-determination expressed through communist praxis.